Alright, Tetra 24 people, there's an update for you. Panda Hobby came through with a new ESC. Unfortunately, it looks exactly the same as the old one, so it may or may not be better. I don't know yet. I will have to test that, and sent me new springs, although I think the springs are fine once you get the suspension working properly. I don't see any problem with them. Another thing is they sent me a new front axle because mine was severely jacked up right out of the box. This one appears to work a lot smoother. I'll get some lubrication in there and it should work a lot smoother again. I haven't taken the ends off to find out how freely they work, but I'm going to show you something that was an issue on the last one that appears to still be an issue. It's better than it used to be in my original one. They have now put a little gap between, I'll try to zoom in on that for you. This screw right here hits the top of the C-hub, and I don't know if you can see that now, but they have actually added a little bit of a gap there, and you can kind of see a little silver behind it. The problem is when you turn it all the way, it still wants to hit the C-hub, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you with one of my favorite pieces of diagnostic tools, a piece of paper. Just a regular old piece of paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that between that. I don't know why they didn't just make this plastic. It could have avoided these screws altogether, and it would have been better. But anyway, I'm going to jam that all the way over to the side as if it's on full lock. If I can get the paper in there. I'll try to. Alright, I now have the paper in there between the C-hub and the portal box. And when I push it all the way down, it does still stick. And let's see what happens if they've solved the issue. Can I physically lift it up by the piece of paper? Yep. So that problem still exists. They haven't created enough clearance in order to solve that. But it does, it is better than it was. All you have to do is just get out a knife and hack off this corner here. Just round that away and give that screw somewhere to go here. It doesn't take much. I'm going to pull these off and we'll see how freely they move. This is the first thing I did with my old one to figure it out, and it's still pretty sticky. Now how much of that is that doesn't drop like it should. That should fall. And this is why servos burn up. So I'll look at the other side real quick too, and we'll see how this one is. This one might be a little better. Hoping it is. Alright. It's a little better, but I can still feel it from this point here to the rest of the travel. I'm zoomed in here. It's still hitting this particular screw against that black molded piece of plastic. This half of it is decent. It's still a little stiffer than I would like it to. It should drop on its own. But this one will be easy to fix. I'm really happy that I got a diff with gears that don't have a sticky spot in them. I think they'll wear in and be more okay as it runs more. So this is much better. I'm happy about that. And in this diff, before these little axles here, the center drive axle that goes through here, were too long, and they were literally forcing the portal box out straight and jamming the center diff up, and I had to do some things to fix that. But this seems pretty good this time. I'm happy with it. And I guess that's all for this particular truck tonight. I'll put this back together. Let me see something. If they've look at the redesign, if they've got one. No, but it's all the same stuff. Just has a little bit better clearance on this particular truck between this screw and that piece of plastic. So they could be manufacturing differences. This right shock is pretty good. I'm sure it doesn't have any fluid in it. I don't know that they ship them with fluid, and they don't include it in the package. Yep, dry. Anyway, if I wanted to put fluid in there, I could. I don't know if it'll leak out or not, but I could. One side's good, this side's kind of crunchy, but I have extras now, so this particular shock is gonna go back in storage, or I'll fix it so it's not crunchy when it moves. But I would like to thank Panda for following through on what they said they would do. They did say they would send me a new one, and they did. They said they'd send me a new ESC, and they did. And I hope it's better than the one I had, so I'll try it. And that's all for this one. I'm going to put some axles in my portal trucks tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Here's the thing I don't like about these tires. First of all, they don't have any grip. Second of all, they're very oddly sized 1.2. And the thing that is the annoying part about them is if you go to buy a 1.2 tire to replace them with something that has a good compound, you get something that is that big, and that's huge compared to what comes on the truck. But that's the smallest 1.2 tire available other than what comes on this truck. And the other option is to space out a 1.0 to be able to clear the top of the portal box, because 1.0s aren't big enough physically to hold this portal box inside the dish of the rim. So you either have to go with a wider wheel spacing, or you have to go with a gigantic tire, which would have no chance of fitting on this chassis. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these tires. They're about 35 bucks, but I own them. Anyway, I'll probably put them on there. I don't know. I'm not planning on keeping this body, the bumpers, or the sliders, either one, because I don't know, even this body by itself gets into its own tires. So you'd think when they make a proprietary body that they would make one that stays out of its own wheels, but they didn't. It's not based on anything, it's just their design. But it is what it is. So that's all. The next video is going to be from can't speak. The next video will be from a exotic location for Midwesterners. So looking forward to it. We'll talk to you later.